In February 2016, Disney Animation Studios released their 55th Disney animated comedy film Zootopia, directed by Henry Howard and Rich Moore. The purpose of this video essay is to analyze the animation principles they use and to describe the believable and appealing performances of the characters Judy, Nick, and Flash. This movie tells about Judy who and want to be a police. However, the police in the animal world are very tall and strong, so no one thinks she can be a police because she looks very thin and weak. After a few years exercise, Judy graduated first in college and entered the police station of her dreams. She is short, so she become a traffic policeman only. Even so, she still work hard and she is hopeful. In order to prove herself, Judy is determined to solve a mysterious case and help Alter to find her husband. During the detective's process, Judy meets Nick, who is a swindler. So they research for the truth of the case together and found the conspiracy behind the case. They come to prison, found clues about the Alter, including the license plate number. Judy and Nick go to the DMV to check the license plate number. This sense is where this video essay analyzing the animation principles will begin. Firstly, let me quickly introduce the characters in the sense. Judy, an optimistic rabbit who's a newly appointed member of the Zootopia police department assigned to the first precinct. Nick, a sly-eyed fox who is a small-time con artist. A sloth named Flash, a civil servant in the DMV of Animal City, speaks very slowly. The camera starts with Judy and Nick walking into the DMV to investigate the license plate number. Because the staff is slow, Judy complained. Her body movements strongly expressed her feelings. Her rabbit ears show overlapping action, shows that her ears and body don't move at the same time. Soft ears move more slowly than body movements. When she stops moving, her long ears continue to move, show the visual weight of her ears. As Frank Thomas and Olin Johnson said, it helped to render movement more realistic and help to give the impression that the characters follow the laws of physics, including the principle of inertia. Nick responds to Judy with his upper body slightly downward and his hand following his body in an arc motion, which strengthened his tone of voice and questioning attitude. As explained by Pavel Ivanov, arcs increase the realism of the subject's actions, as almost all lifelike objects tend to follow cooled paths rather than straight lines. Next, Nick greets Flash with exaggerated gestures, which make their atmosphere more active, mobilize the rhythm of hot plot, and to show Nick's enthusiasm. The classical definition of exaggeration employed by Disney was to remain true to reality, just presenting it in a wilder, more extreme form, because a perfect imitation of reality can look static and dull. In addition, in the process of Nick speaking, he produces the arc's effect of throw in and throw out at the beginning and end of his action, and shows Nick's expressive power and his casual. As William said, this concept emphasizes the object's extreme poses. Because Flash speaks very slowly, Judy is waiting for Flash to speak. She doesn't have much expression even if she doesn't speak. The slight change and movement of her ears convey her feeling accurately. In addition, her ears use the follow-through animation principle to follow the movement of the hand. As Johnson and Thomas discussed that exaggerated use of the technology can produce a comic effect, where more realistic animation must time the actions exactly to produce a convincing result. When Nick introduced Judy to Flash, he forgot Judy's name. The shape of Judy's face and chest is strange. This strange motion conveys Judy's hopelessness to give a feeling of freshness, flexibility, and life in animation. Flash's slow response and anticipated expression before his work. All of his actions give people a great sense of anticipation. Exaggeration and pose-to-pose animation to achieve his slow movement performance. Stefano and Ralph said pose-to-pose works better for dramatic or emotional senses. In part of timing, Judy and Nick have two different timing in the same picture. Stefano and Ralph say timing is critical for establishing a character's mood, emotion, and reaction. Judy is very urgent because she is in fast motion. Nick is very relaxed because he moves very slowly. A strong contrast of character is formed in a sense. While Flash was working, Nick interrupted him and talked a joke with some gestures. Running running through the beginning and end of the motion. He uses secondary action to help him perfect his performance. He used gestures to increase the humor of his jokes. The movement strengthens his calmness and complacency. As the book The Illusion of Life says, adding secondary actions to main action gives a sense more life and can help to support main action. Because of Nick's joke, Flash stopped what he needed to do to share the joke with his colleagues. It makes Judith unhappy, so smashes her head on desk. Her head has a squash motion, which shows the weight of her head in order to express Judy's strong frustration. In the next, Judy and Flash each account for 15% of the screen using the principle of staging, using reasonable camera angle and position to create a stark contrast between the energy and the speed of their movement. The importance of good strong through us to make it completely obvious what's happening to it. As Steve Roberts said that the importance of the stage is also related to contrast. Through analysis, Zootopia effectively shows the functions of animation principles, promotes the development of the plot, while maintaining authenticity and credibility, and strengthens characters' personality, characteristics, conveys the mood of the characters and the rhythm of the plot to the audience, gives them fresh vitality and attracts the audience.